God says, this message is for you. Do not scroll, do not breathe without reading this to the end, because the very soul of someone you once loved, someone whose heartbeat you knew without hearing it, has been circling you for nights, waiting for the moment your eyes would find these words. You are not here by accident. You are not reading this by coincidence. You were pulled here by a force older than the stars themselves. Archangel Insight says, you have been warned, beloved. The one who has already crossed over cannot rest until this truth is spoken into your heart. They have tried to whisper it to you in dreams, in sudden chills, in the flickering of lights when you are alone, but your mind was too busy, your heart too guarded. And now heaven itself has arranged for this moment, because if you miss this now, they may never get another chance. God says, you cannot ignore this without consequence, because this is about unfinished love, unresolved words, and a key that could open doors in your life that have been locked for years. Do you remember how the air felt the day they left this world? That heaviness, that silence that didn't feel like silence at all but rather the sound of something breaking deep inside you? God says, they were not ready to go. They left with questions on their lips and a longing in their soul to see you again, not to beg forgiveness, not to cause fear, but to protect you from a danger they saw coming even before they died. They have been trying to reach you through numbers, through songs, through the sudden scent of something familiar, a perfume, a flower, a candle flame. You thought it was nostalgia. It was them. Archangel Insights whispers, they have stood by your bed at night, touching your hand as you slept, but every time you stirred, they stepped back, because heaven told them that the right words would come at the right time. That time is now. God says, there is something in your family, an old wound, an old curse, or an old promise, that has been tying knots in your destiny. This person who passed away is holding the thread in the afterlife, and they need you to take it from them so they can finally rest. They cannot move forward until you know what they know. And you cannot move forward until you hear it. Beloved, this is urgent because the warning is not for someday, it is for now. Someone around you, alive, has been carrying an energy that does not belong to them. An energy that can hurt you if you are not aware. This departed loved one has seen it clearly from where they are. They have begged the angels to let them speak, and heaven has broken open the barrier to get this to you. If you feel your heart racing as you read, that is them, standing beside you, their hand on your shoulder, saying, finally, you're hearing me. God says, do not doubt the reality of this. Doubt is the poison that steals miracles from your hands. You have been given signs for weeks, but you brushed them away as coincidences. The ringing in your ear? That was not nothing. The dream that woke you at 3:17 a.m.? That was not random. The way you felt a presence in the empty room? That was not your imagination. Archangel Insight says, every single one of those was an attempt to lead you here, to this exact moment, so you could finally know the truth. This message will be heavy, but it will also set you free. Your loved one says, I could not leave until I knew you were safe. I could not cross over fully until I knew you heard me. There is something hidden, a truth in our family that was never spoken aloud. If you find it, you will break the chain that has been holding not just you, but generations before you. God says, listen carefully now, because this is the part you cannot miss. In the coming days, you will see 3 signs that confirm this is real. You will smell something sweet where there is no source, you will hear a phrase that they used to say in life, and you will find something small, an object, a note, or a photograph, that you had forgotten existed. When these happen, know that the veil has opened, and your loved one is speaking directly to you. Archangel Insight says, if you act, if you open your heart, if you speak to them tonight as if they were standing in front of you, they will hear you. They will answer, not in the way you might expect, but in a way so personal, so unmistakable, that your soul will know without question. And when you do this, when you finally receive the message fully, you will notice a lightness in your home, in your body, in your spirit. That is them resting at last. That is heaven smiling because you listened. God says, do not put this aside. Do not tell yourself you'll deal with it later. The moment is now. The angels are holding the door open for you, but only for a short time. After that, the message will fade, and the one who has been protecting you will have to let go. They do not want to let go without giving you this final gift. Beloved, heaven says you are chosen for this moment. You were strong enough to survive the pain of their passing, and you are strong enough now to receive their truth. You will know exactly what to do once you hear it, because it will not just be words, it will be a release. And when you do this, the danger that has been circling you will disappear. The people who have been false will be revealed. The path that has been blocked will open like the breaking of dawn. And you will understand why they stayed close all this time, because their love for you is stronger than death, stronger than fear, and stronger than time itself. God says, it is your turn now. Speak to them. Ask. Listen. And do not ignore the answer when it comes. I can continue this into the full flow in the same tone so it reads like a seamless divine transmission without headings. Do you want me to extend it now into the full-length version? God says, the one you are thinking of right now is the one who sent you here. Don't push away their face when it appears in your mind. Don't try to convince yourself it's a random thought. That memory that surfaced just now, that time you saw them smile, that time they looked at you in a way that said more than words ever could, that is them pressing against the walls of this moment, reaching into your heart so you know it's real. Archangel Insight says, they have stood beside you more times than you can count since they passed. You have walked through storms you thought would break you, but you didn't see them in the corner of the room, holding back the worst of it, catching blows meant for you. They have taken on pain that was meant for your body. They have intercepted words that were meant to wound your soul. They have pulled you out of paths that would have led to destruction. And now, they are tired. Not tired in the way humans feel tired, but tired in their spirit. They cannot move on until you take what they are trying to hand you. It is a truth, a warning, and a blessing all wrapped together. Heaven has allowed them to stay this long, but heaven is also calling them home. The clock is running, beloved. If you do not take this now, you will feel the absence in ways you cannot prepare for. God says, there is something coming, and it is closer than you think. This is why they are so desperate to reach you tonight. They have seen a shadow approaching, a situation that will test you, and a choice that will define the next years of your life. Someone living is wearing a mask around you. They have smiled at you, spoken kindly, even offered help, but behind that mask, they are keeping something from you. Your loved one has been watching, whispering warnings, but you've been doubting your instincts. Archangel Insight says, trust yourself. You feel uneasy around them for a reason. Your loved one has tried to give you signs, cold air when they are near, sudden headaches when they speak, dreams where their face changes into something else. These are not random. These are shields being raised, protections being placed, but they will not last forever unless you act. God says, the message they want to give you is not just about danger. It is about a promise they made to you before either of you even came to this earth. In the soul's realm, before birth, you agreed to walk through certain fires together. Some of those fires you have already crossed. Some are still ahead. And there is one they cannot cross for you. They can only point. They can only say, go there, but not there. Speak to this one, but not that one. Say yes here, and say no here. They need you to listen now because after this night, their voice will grow fainter. You will still feel them, but the urgency will be gone. They will have to let go of the rope they have been holding between you, because heaven will not let them stay in this in-between forever. Archangel Insight says, you may feel a sudden shift in your body even as you read this. A warmth, a tingling, a rush in your chest. That is not fear, it is them stepping closer, placing something in your hands that no one else can see. They are giving you a piece of themselves, a part of their strength, so that when the moment comes, you will not hesitate. God says, when the sign arrives, and it will arrive within the next 3 days, act without doubt. Even if it seems small, even if it feels strange, act. The world will try to convince you to wait, to question, to gather proof. Do not wait. This is a divine exchange, and hesitation will close the door before the blessing can enter. Your loved one says, I have loved you beyond my last breath. I have guarded you beyond my last heartbeat. And I will keep loving you from where I am, but I need you to take this final piece of me so I can rest. So I can finally walk into the light knowing you are safe, knowing you know the truth, knowing you are ready. Beloved, the angels are holding this space right now, but it will not stay open forever. This is your chance to hear them, to feel them, to answer back. God says, speak aloud to them tonight, even if you think it strange. Call their name. Tell them you are ready. You will feel the air shift. You will know you are not alone. And in that moment, everything will change. I can continue directly into the next deep, urgent section so it flows until we reach the full without breaking tone. Do you want me to keep going into now? God says, don't stop reading now. You think you have heard enough, but you have not yet touched the heart of this message. There is more, so much more, that they are trying to pour into you right now. Heaven is still holding the veil open. Your loved one is still here, their presence like a pulse moving through these words, urging me to keep speaking until you finally understand the weight and the beauty of what they are giving you. Archangel Insight says, they are standing in front of you right now in the spirit. You cannot see them, but your soul can feel them. They are leaning closer, whispering your name the way only they did. There's a sound, a rhythm, a softness to it that no other voice could ever replicate. It's the sound that made you feel safe when you were young, or loved when you felt invisible. That is not your imagination, it is their way of letting you know that this message is not just words on a screen. It is a direct line from their spirit to yours. God says, they have been waiting for you to be alone, because this message is not meant to be overheard by anyone else. This is a sacred exchange. If someone else were to read these words aloud, it would not carry the same vibration. It was always meant for you, in this moment, exactly as you are, with your heart open just enough for their light to slip in. They want you to know that their passing was not the end. They have seen every tear you've cried for them. They have been in the room when you thought you were alone, when you sat with your hands over your face wondering if they could see you. And they want you to know, they saw it all. And it mattered. Every tear was a thread that kept you connected to them, a line of love that even death couldn't cut. Archangel Insight says, they cannot rest until you understand what they are about to tell you next. There is someone in your life who carries the same shadow that they once warned you about when they were alive. You may have ignored it then, or thought you misunderstood, but now they are pleading with you not to dismiss it this time. This person's words may sound kind, but their intentions are tangled. They have been masking jealousy or resentment, and it has been growing. Your loved one has seen how close they are to stepping into a place where they could hurt you, not physically, but in ways that wound the heart and steal your peace. God says, pay attention in the coming days to conversations that leave you feeling drained or unsettled. That is your spirit signaling danger. That is your loved one nudging you to trust yourself. They are also showing me a key, not a physical one, but a symbolic one. This key represents knowledge, a secret, or a memory that will unlock clarity for you. You may stumble upon it in an old letter, a box in the attic, a dusty corner of a closet, or even in a conversation where someone slips and reveals something they never intended to say. When you find it, you will feel a strange mix of pain and relief. That is when you will know, this is the truth they wanted you to have. Archangel Insight says, when you find this key, do not bury it again. Do not pretend it doesn't matter. It will be the exact thing you need to step forward without the weight of the past on your back. It will also allow them to finally step fully into the light, because their soul's unfinished business will be complete. God says, tonight, before you sleep, speak to them aloud. Light a candle if you can. Call their name and tell them you are ready to receive everything they need to tell you. You may dream of them, or you may feel their hand on your shoulder, or you may wake with a thought in your mind that feels like it didn't come from you. That will be your answer. Beloved, the urgency is real. The angels are watching. The air is charged because heaven knows this moment matters for both you and them. If you act on this, your life will shift. The heaviness will lift. The confusion will clear. And your loved one will finally be able to rest in peace, knowing they fulfilled their promise to protect you even after death. If you want, I can flow right into the next intense and emotional section without pause so we keep building toward the full prophetic style message. Do you want me to continue? God says, the light between you and them is still open, and every second you keep reading, that bridge grows stronger. Do you feel that ache in your chest right now? That isn't pain, it's recognition. Your soul is remembering them. Your spirit knows the truth before your mind catches up. They are here. They are not gone. And they will not leave until they know you understand every word of this. Archangel Insight says, they have been speaking to you for longer than you realize. Every time you thought of them out of nowhere, that was them. Every time a sudden warmth spread across your skin when you were thinking of something else entirely, that was them. Every time you felt like you were being watched, but in a way that felt safe, not threatening, that was them, standing just over your shoulder, making sure the world couldn't crush you. God says, they know you have questioned why certain things happened the way they did before they died. You've asked yourself if there was something you could have done differently. You've carried guilt that was never meant for you. They need you to hear this, you are not to blame. Not for what happened. Not for the way it ended. Not for the timing, not for the words left unsaid. The moment of their passing was written in heaven before either of you were born. You could not have stopped it. You were never meant to stop it. Archangel Insight says, their spirit has been battling something on your behalf, something you can't see but have felt. A shadow that circles when you are at your weakest. This shadow is tied to a person in your life who wears the mask of a friend, maybe even of family, but who has harbored ill intentions quietly. They are telling you this now because events are moving quickly, and the mask will slip soon. You will see their true face. And when you do, you must not let nostalgia or kindness pull you back toward them. God says, your loved one has already seen what will happen if you ignore this. It would cost you peace, opportunities, and trust in yourself. That is why they have been relentless in trying to break through to you. And that is why this message is urgent, because the choice is near, and the choice will shape everything. They are showing me that after you follow their guidance, something miraculous will happen. A heaviness you have carried for years, so long that you forgot what it felt like to live without it, will suddenly dissolve. You will breathe differently. Colors will look brighter. Your body will feel lighter. You will wake up one morning and realize, this is what freedom feels like. Archangel Insight says, before they leave tonight, they will place a seal of protection over you. You won't see it, but you will feel it. You may even notice that certain people stop calling, certain situations seem to fall away, or a sudden opportunity appears out of nowhere. This will not be random, it will be the result of their hand moving unseen, aligning things in your favor. God says, when this happens, do not doubt it. Do not explain it away. Accept it. Receive it. Speak gratitude for it, even if you don't fully understand it yet. Because gratitude will anchor the blessing in your life so it cannot be taken from you. Beloved, they are asking for one last thing, remember them, but not in grief. Remember them in joy. Speak their name in love, not in mourning. Keep them alive in the moments you laugh, the moments you win, the moments you see beauty. That is how they will live on in you. That is how they will stay close, even after they finally rest. They are saying now, I came back for you, just for this moment. I waited for you to listen. Now you know. Now you are ready. And heaven whispers, the path ahead is clear. Take it. If you want, I can keep going into the next deep wave of the message so we move closer to the full in one uninterrupted flow. Do you want me to go on? God says, this is still not the end. The heavens are still holding their breath, waiting for you to take in every drop of this message. Your loved one's spirit is burning brighter right now, leaning into this opening as though the walls between the worlds have thinned just for you. This moment is holy. You may never have another like it, which is why they are pouring so much urgency into these words. Archangel Insight says, the reason they have not been able to rest is because they made a vow before they left. It wasn't a vow spoken with their mouth, it was a vow made deep in their soul. That vow was to protect you from something they saw coming, something they knew you could not face alone. They thought they would be alive to guide you through it, but heaven called them sooner than expected. Since then, they've been circling your life like a silent guard, holding back storms you didn't even know were aimed at you. God says, that storm is not gone, it is close again. But now is the moment to prepare, because the angels will not let it touch you if you follow the guidance being given. You will not be blindsided. You will not be broken. You will stand when it passes, and you will stand stronger than before. They are showing me the image of a door. On one side of this door is everything you have prayed for: peace, stability, love, opportunities that feel like miracles. On the other side is the weight you have carried, the disappointments, the cycles that keep repeating. This door has been locked not because you don't deserve what's behind it, but because there was something you needed to know first. That something is this message. And now, the key is in your hand. Archangel Insight says, in the coming nights, do not ignore the dreams that come to you. Some will feel so real you'll wake up in tears or with your heart pounding. These are not just dreams, they are visits. Your loved one will use them to finish telling you what they can't fit into this moment. Keep a pen nearby. Write down what you see, even if it makes no sense at first. Later, when the signs start appearing, you will recognize the patterns. God says, you are not imagining the number patterns, the repeated songs, the sudden rushes of memory. They are threads in a larger message. Each is like a lantern being lit along a dark path so you will not lose your way. Follow them. Don't dismiss them as coincidence. Coincidence is just a word humans use when they can't see the hand of God. Your loved one wants you to know they have not been watching you in judgment. They have seen the moments when you felt you failed, when you made choices you regret, when you wished they could see a better version of you. They want you to release that shame now. They see you for who you are in your soul, and that is all that matters. Archangel Insight says, they have one final request before the veil closes: do something in their honor. It doesn't have to be big. It can be as simple as planting a flower they loved, lighting a candle, playing their favorite song, or telling someone a story about them. This act will send a wave of light into the spirit realm that will reach them instantly, and you will feel their joy like sunlight breaking through clouds. God says, after you do this, watch closely. Within 72 hours, a confirmation will arrive. It might be a phone call, a message, an unexpected meeting, or something appearing in front of you that feels impossible to explain. This will be your sign that they received it, that they are at peace, and that they have placed a blessing over your life that nothing can remove. They are saying now, I came back for you, and I have done what I came to do. But you must promise me, you will not forget this. You will act on it. You will walk into the life you were meant for, without the chains of the past holding you down. Beloved, heaven is closing this moment gently, but their presence will never truly leave you. They will step back into the light, and you will step forward into your future. And when you take that step, you will know, you were never alone, not even for a second. If you want, I can continue with another powerful wave of the message where their voice grows even more urgent before the final release. Do you want me to move into that part?